Hey all, got a little bonus hike today. I thought I was done, but I got to my campsite and still plenty of time, plenty of sunlight left. So I figured I would go check out a few things in the area and hopefully find some rock imagery, maybe something else. So let's see what we find. Hi everyone, my name is Matt Relkin, but I'm better known as No Lonely Roads on Instagram. I've spent the last 2 decades seeking out and documenting Indigenous cultural sites, mostly focusing on rock imagery. My main goal for sharing these videos is to help educate and spread awareness of proper etiquette when visiting these sacred places. But I also just want to share the wonder and beauty of these irreplaceable national treasures. I'm no expert, nor am I a spokesman for Indigenous cultures. I'm just a dude who's become obsessed with rock imagery, and I'd like to share my adventures finding these sites with all of you. So please join me on this journey into a world of history, mystery, and wonder. This is No Lonely Roads. It's really nice out right now, very calm, quiet. Sometimes it's hard to shoot videos in times like this when it's just peaceful and quiet. I don't really want to talk, I just want to kind of take it all in. Man, breathtaking. Absolutely. Look at this view. We have a ladder. Okay. Some figures up there. The majority of the glyphs at this site were too high up to get good video footage, so we're going to examine these panels from photos I took using a zoom lens. This figure, which is likely close to life size, was one of the highest images I could spot. We can see it's carrying some kind of projectile point. And then there are these hoof tracks going across the panel. This could indicate a hunting magic theme, intended to encourage or influence positive results of game hunts. When we have signs of animals and hunting implements in the same composition, hunting magic is usually thought to be the purpose. This section of wall has a bunch of stuff going on. I think what stands out most are these larger figures with long single fringes coming off their heads and these exaggerated hands. Only one of these has an obvious gender. These small zoomorphs with the curving tails could be dogs, but these tails are quite long, so another possibility is mountain lions. Down here we have a line of figures holding hands, sometimes known as a daisy chain. There's another single fringe figure in this line. Finally, take note of this odd triangular figure. It definitely has legs and possibly arms. We'll be seeing more of these later. Let's look at the other half of this busy panel. We have another large single fringed figure with prominent hands and feet, and then this weird elongated pinky toe. Up here are some game animals with one antlered zoomorph, possibly a bull elk or buck. And then down here we have two more daisy chains and a very nice horned figure. This one has some great details for being so small. Here are some more high panels that I could only capture with my zoom lens. Check out this dude that seems to be holding some kind of fringed staff and maybe a knife or projectile point. This next panel has some interesting elements to it. This central figure, obviously a male, has an ornate headdress and what looks to me like an extremely long fringed staff. Over here is this unique hunched figure with what looks like a walking stick. Beside it, another partial figure with a stick, but this one looks more like that triangular figure we saw earlier. And back here, two more of these triangular figures. Lots more faded glyphs. And then, what I originally thought were bison heads, or even decorated human heads. But let's look closer. We have claws, legs, and this curving tail. These are scorpions. This could be a stag beetle. This next panel has some interesting archers in it. Bow and arrow depictions are extremely useful in helping to date rock imagery. If it depicts a bow and arrow, then the image couldn't have been made before around 200 to 400 CE. What else do you see in this panel? How about a footprint? There's one more intriguing aspect of this panel that can be easily missed. Many of the figures and a few of the animals have a light spot pecked out of their body. This could be an example of ritual desecration, where a rock imagery panel is altered or desecrated, most often in a ceremonial or sacred way. This usually happens at a time after the image was created, sometimes even centuries later by cultures unrelated to the ones who created the original image. These aren't bullet holes. They're purposeful marks that could have been intended to tap into or reactivate the perceived power that's contained within these sacred images. So just think about them being in this canyon, pecking away, making rock imagery, and those pecks just kind of echoing through this canyon. It must have been nuts. Just so surreal. I mean, it's surreal right now, just being here. And usually these are on kind of like out in the open where you can see them, like as billboards almost. They wanted people to see these. But these are tucked away in here. It's quite a place. This one's crazy. It's probably 150 feet up. Look at that. I'm going to climb up this so I can get across from those high ones over there. Probably a dumb idea, but this doesn't look too hairy. All right, so we climbed up here, and directly across from us is that main panel. What's crazy is there is another little panel up there, so someone went even higher than that one. Oh, I see something else over there. And I can't tell if there's stuff way up there. Kind of looks like it. I'll have to check with my binoculars. So look at those lines, the line work in there, the artistry of it. And someone sat up on this narrow ledge, about 150 feet up, and pecked this thing out, plus all these other images down there. I mean, it looks like multiple people were up there doing this. Just beyond the idea of the image itself, just think about the process of completing that image, of doing that up there in this canyon. The main figure on this panel is a textbook example of classic vernal style imagery. An imposing, broad-shouldered anthropomorph with facial features, an ornate headdress, hair bobs, and some kind of jewelry or chest ornamentation. But look down here. We have a line of those triangular figures from earlier. Some researchers think these could be people with burden baskets, woven utilitarian baskets used to carry and collect various items, usually worn on the back. The King of the Canyon. I wasn't really gonna film any of this just because I felt like taking a break. But that rock imagery was just too good to pass up. Sorry there wasn't as much narration this time. Just every once in a while I want to be a little quiet. Just kind of be in the environment. But we'll have some more stuff coming up here. Tomorrow's another day.